That hasn't been the case for governments in Canada for decades, to be absolutely clear. It's not just the past government, but for decades. If we're causing $500 billion of investment, which is an enormous number over the next 5 years, growth is going to be even higher. And, the numbers do add up very much. And I'd make a couple of distinctions here. What we're doing is we're taking government spending, which has been growing too fast. It's been growing at 9%, the operating spending, and we're focusing in on that, reducing duplication, finding efficiencies through the delivery of various programs, using technology, capping the federal public service, which has grown by 40% over the last 10 years. So a series of measures that are going to make government more effective.
This different than all those other times?
So we are protecting transfers to provinces, so transfers for healthcare, for education, et cetera. We're protecting every transfer to individuals, so-called transfers to individuals. So that would mean for childcare, for dental care, for others. All of that is in place. We are in a crisis. We're in an enormous crisis. So we have to be able to do two things. One, pull down on that wasteful spending, which we will do. But much more than that, we need to be bold and drive investment in the economy and take the amazing opportunities we have as a country. We can give ourselves far more, that $20,000 per Canadian over the next 5 years. The difference, big difference. So if you look at the overall mild deficit in a few years out, it's all for investment. It is all investment that catalyzes private investment. And then a big element of the prudence that's in this, and that certainly hasn't been the case. That hasn't been the case for governments in Canada for decades, to be absolutely clear. It's not just the past government, but for decades. What we're not doing, last point, is to give ourselves any credit for that in our numbers. These are very prudent numbers. So if we're causing $500 billion of investment, which is an enormous number over the next 5 years, growth is going to be even higher. But we're not giving ourselves credit for that because that's the prudent way to do it. Thank you.